was tell us a little bit about your family in your home country and then in the United States as well, and the experience when you moved to the United States.
Okay. Well, I come from a family of 7. I have 6 brothers and I'm the only girl. So, you know, I've always wanted to be different, and I saw things that I didn't like, how women were treated, you know, and I just didn't agree with a lot of things. So when I was 20 years old, I decided to come to the U.S. So I came here to the U.S., San Antonio, Texas, because I didn't speak any English. Like, if I really think about it right now, like, you know, how did I do that? You know, like, no family, not knowing anybody.
You were here by yourself?
Yeah, I came here by myself. So...
Where did you move when you got here?
I came with a family from Bolivia. And I stayed with that family until I found a place for girls. It's a convent downtown called Villa Maria. And that's where I lived until I got married. It was a place for women from the age of 18 to 30. So you have to get married before you hit 30. So
Pressure was on.
Pressure was on. So I was 25, so I was like, I gotta get out of it.
I walked right into that. I was born in Monterrey. I'm also the youngest of 7. Where you were second from the oldest of 7. I came from a large family as well, 7. My father and his father had always had a relationship to San Antonio. So the border was simply between Monterrey and San Antonio. They would come here. My grandfather would come here and sell products. My father went to Central Catholic. Then he went back to Mexico and started his family. So he went to college over there, or medical school over there, and was in the medical profession, got married to my mother, and had 7 kids in 10 years. And then he realized that the lifestyle of a doctor in that system was very difficult, so he decided to come and bring his new family back to San Antonio. And I don't remember the experience when we moved to the U.S. I was 2, but I'm told that I would go to my parents and say, "Mamá, no sale nada de inglés, y nada quería salir." So they would always make fun of me because as much as I wanted to speak Spanish, English, it never came out. But now you can't shut me up, so it's a little bit. I don't know if this is greater than a culture or if it's just the way we are, but we love to eat, we love to gather, and family is very, very close. So Thanksgiving is another excuse, basically, to get together. We make it our own. I mean, you know, it's not always, because we do have tamales.
That's what I was going to ask. For Christmas?
For Christmas. Sometimes it starts at Thanksgiving. You know, that's begins. But
it's a mix, though, right? Because I make, you know, like lechon al horno, which is like pork in the oven, you know. But then for Christmas is a big deal for us, more than Thanksgiving.
Would you say it's the most important holiday that you celebrate? Christmas?
Yes, Christmas. To me, it's Christmas.
Well, maybe because of the kids. I think Easter, but Christmas is definitely right next to it.
For us, Christmas was like you renew yourself. You know, that was the beginning of a new year. And then December 24th at midnight, it's when you are reborn. And you ask for forgiveness for everything you've done for the year, and then you start a new year. So, and we go to Mass at midnight, and we eat.
This is the Bolivian tradition.
For Christmas.
For Christmas. And we don't celebrate Santa Claus. We don't, you know, it's about the baby Jesus.
Okay.
And, you know, I have tried to implement that here. We are meat lovers, so we're always doing barbecue.
Yeah, steaks, churrascos. Food-wise, we really, as you know, we like to cook.
Yeah.
And we like to eat. So, we do all kinds of things.
Can you clarify what a churrasco is?
Churrasco is a South American term for like barbecue.
and it's not like Rudy's barbecue, but for grilling steaks.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And vegetables. And
We make tacos of all types. And then, what other foods do we like to make? I mean, I like,
paella.
we make paellas here, we types.
We eat tacos. We eat
empanadas.
I eat a lot of rice.
Rice is very
We eat a lot
common.
of rice.
Yeah, that's more South American, I think.
Yeah.
Is the rice just steamed rice, or is it like
It's kind of like
the Spanish
there's
rice?
two.
or-
It's a steamed white rice.
steamed white rice, and then the kind of like a risotto. It's got cheese on it.
That one is really good.
Arroz con queso.
That's what it's called.
Arroz con queso, and it's like risotto, but it's got cheese on it.
And then, what other foods do we like to make? I mean, I like,
Paella.
we make paellas here. I play golf. My son likes to play golf. I draw. My Wally shops. That's an art.
That's an art.
And I do see that you have guitars. Do you practice?
I do. Yeah, I play guitar. I've played for, I guess, about 15 or 18 years, flamenco.
Or the drum?
And but then a little bit of everything. I mean, it's kind of fun. The way we also pass traditions to our kids is to include them in activities. So cooking, we were talking about that earlier. The two girls love to help. So they get in there and make meatballs with me. Before you know it, we're making rows and rows of meatballs that we put in and continue to cook. But cooking for me is the first place that I like to try to pass tradition. Those are, I think, the biggest traditions, though, are based around going to church together every weekend.
And we go to church every Sunday.
And that for me is incredibly important, not only from my own spirituality, but more importantly to show them.
Yeah.
You know what? There's Dad, and he's praying. There's Mom, she's praying. Starting off what you said is the David Zamora Casas piece, to me, which is the blue painting back over there.
Okay.
That one to me is really important and helps me identify. Then we have some beautiful craft from Bolivia that I think represents Magoni very well.
Oh, yes.
This to me is beautiful. And this is handmade just outside of Santa Cruz.
Ceramic.
This is ceramic. Okay. And I give that to you. So this is, I think, a really beautiful piece. We were born into the Catholic faith, and today we have a very renewed, very strong, renewed faith that is very proud of that history of the Catholic Church. I think that's different than just saying, I'm a Christian. The Catholic Church has got traditions in itself that are 2,000 years old. So we're very proud of that, and so that's part of our identity. Spanglish, but Spanish and English. I think, I grew up with my parents, as we were saying earlier, speaking Spanish to me and us responding in English, but we never made that leap into Spanglish. My parents always had that thinking that, if you're going to speak Spanish, speak Spanish. If you're going to speak English, speak English. Don't mix both. And easily.
I speak more Spanish
You speak more Spanish at home?
at home
Oh, okay.
with the kids.
Yeah.
And do you want your children to be bilingual as well?
Certainly.
If they're going to be Garcia, they're going to speak Spanish.
So we had an option of that or change our last name to Smith.
Have you, as a couple being from different countries, had to meet somewhere in the middle to be able to accept and adjust to each other's costumes?
That's an ongoing process. Adjusting, negotiating, fighting. You call it whatever you like. It's been really exciting because there are so many rich traditions that I didn't have any idea about in Bolivia. I mean, there's so much beauty and richness in the people, and that's one thing I learned firsthand. That it's easy, I think, in San Antonio and being from Mexico to say our traditions are the only ones that matter. And it's just common because of I think, the nature of Mexico, I think. But I've been educated now on other Latino cultures, and in particular Bolivian culture and Bolivian customs, and what we as individuals bring to the marriage. So the question of how do you negotiate, or what's the middle ground of all that is it's on a day-to-day basis, on a case-by-case. Right?
And in regards to credit,
that's a big one.
In Bolivia, you don't have the ability to get credit because it doesn't exist. You save and then you buy your car, and then you save and you buy your house, and then I saw that everybody buys everything.
Here in the U.S.
it's
very different.
And so that was one of the things that we always fighting about. And he's gotten to that point. It took us 10 years, but thank God that I was able to mold him to my way, because he realized that was the best way.
We'll just keep going, dig it deeper, Lenny.
What have your children expressed regarding their culture? Are they aware of the blend of cultures you both have brought into the family?
They're very aware of it.
I think
I'll make sure they're
relax. We call them Bolimex.
Bolimex.
Bolimex. They know that Eduardo's from Mexico. They know I'm from Bolivia, and they know they're American.
We're Latino before we're Hispanic. I have some Chicano roots in terms of social justice and what's important for everyone, and at the same time we're very American.